Hello, this is April, and today we are going to talk about debt. As you can tell by the title, this is my official debt confession. This has been a hard video to get ready to do. Took me hours of gathering information to make a list of all of my debt. The reason I am doing this is I want to track my progress. I want to be honest with everybody, where things stand, the progress they're making, and maybe the hurdles I come across, because you know there's going to be a bunch of them. I currently am paying all my monthly payments that are required for all my debt. Nothing is behind. There are some medical bills and collections that aren't set up on a payment plan currently, so they're not receiving a payment, but everything else is currently getting the required minimum payment. Nobody is getting anything extra, and that's because my first goal is to get my 4 walls current. So any extra money I have is going towards paying my HOA dues for my house. And then after that, my next goal is to save $1,000 for an emergency fund. Then once that is completed, every extra penny I can find is going to go to what is called my debt snowball. With a debt snowball, you start with a master list of all your debts. I personally am doing the snowball, not the avalanche. And I'll explain both. With the snowball, you make your list of all your debts, smallest to largest. And you start working on the smallest debt. Any extra money goes towards that. You continue to make your minimum payments on all your other payments if you have enough money to do so. Once that first debt, that smallest debt, is paid off, you roll that money that was going towards that debt to the next debt. You snowball. It's like a snowball. So as you start rolling the snowball gets bigger and bigger. So as you start working down your list, then your amount every month that can go towards the one debt you are working on becomes bigger and bigger. In the avalanche, I've seen it done 2 ways. I've seen it as you start with the highest interest rate because people feel that's the most cost-effective way of doing it. And other people do the avalanche with the biggest balance and work your way down to the smallest balance. Each one has its pros and cons. I personally like the snowball method because it gets me motivated. I can see that I'm making progress. I can see that I'm paying things off because you're starting with the smallest. You're accomplishing, you're seeing your hard work immediately pay off, which keeps you wanting more and more. So for me, I'm going to do the debt snowball. This debt is probably, some of it 15, 20 years old. I can make all sorts of excuses as to why I have this debt. But truth be told, it is 100% living outside of my means. I personally was bound and determined my kids were not going to live a different life because their parents couldn't stay married. So I raised my kids like I had two incomes, and I didn't. So credit cards were my other income. These credit card balances include 5 trips to Disney World, 3 cruises, moving halfway across the United States, furnishing a 3-year-old house because I didn't want to take any of my old stuff with me to a brand new house. It includes thousands of dollars getting my house ready after my mother passed away this year for my father to move in, and everything that we needed for that. It includes vet bills, medical bills, so many different things. But what it all boils down to is it represents years and years of living outside my means, not paying cash for things. So we're going to change that. I look on YouTube at cash stuffing envelopes and savings challenges, and I've been discouraged lately when I do that because I see people cash stuffing for a savings challenge, $1,200, $1,600 every 2 weeks. And I'm like, nope, these people aren't for me. My savings challenges are a nickel here, a dime there, a dollar here, a dollar there. You won't see me anytime soon having thousands and thousands of dollars to put towards savings challenges and getting myself out of debt. These debt payments that I make are from my everyday payroll. There's no second job. That's why I spend a lot of time being frugal at home, cutting costs where I can, cooking from scratch, not eating out much. It comes from lifestyle changes because I can't, scratch that, I can, but I don't feasibly see where I can add a second job and still be able to do the quality of work that I do at my day job and drive my daughter to and from work. I travel for work also every 6 or 8 weeks. I'm gone for 10 days. So it's hard to get a second job that is going to allow that. So I choose to focus on the income that I have from my one job in ways that I can save money at home. So if these type of things interest you, then like and subscribe, because this is what I'm going to be all about here on YouTube. I am going to show you my debt snowball. I'm going to show you every month or two progress I've made, where I'm going, and how I got there. The number is just a number. It doesn't define me. I'm not going to beat myself up with how many digits are in this number, how this number relates to my yearly income. I'm not going to beat myself up about it. I am just going to tackle it one debt at a time while continuing to make my required minimum payments on everything. You might question yourself as to why Why am I watching a YouTube channel where this person has so much debt? I shouldn't be taking financial advice from somebody who has this much debt. I agree. I am just trying to show you what I am doing to get out of debt. I find encouragement by watching YouTube channels of people that are in the trenches with me, that have close to the same amount of money in debt. More, less. I find encouragement from those types of videos. So let's do this together. Let's get out of debt. If I had to guess, looking at this figure, assuming nothing more is added to this figure, I'm probably looking at 4 years, if not longer, assuming that I don't hit some big lottery and become a millionaire. I don't even play the lottery, so the chances of that happening are very slim. So let's look at this figure. Now, like I said, my goals right now are to pay my HOA fees that are behind and to have my emergency fund. So any extra money I have right now is not going towards my debt snowball, but my monthly payments are. So let's look at this figure and then we'll talk about my plan. So this is the form that I used from the Budgeting Mom, from her new program that came out a couple months ago called The Building Blocks of Budgeting. This is where I put my list of debt. So let's take a look. I'm not going to go through and explain like every single one of them. I will admit I was a little disappointed that it's 2 pages long, not 1. But it's the honest truth of what I have, where everything is, when everything's due, how much I'm currently paying on it. And then at the end, there is a big total. So I even went to the extent of looking at my cell phone bill to see the payments that we have left on all the phones on the cell phone bill, because I would love to get my cell phone bill lowered. I'm currently paying like $350 a month for my phone that has 5 or 6 people on it. So it's a lot. It starts as low as $82 to a medical collections place and goes all the way up to my car, which I owe $28,000 on, which I actually was happy to see that total because I didn't know if I had ever logged into their website. So I was guessing originally that I owed like $30,000 on my car. So I was glad to see it was a little less. But this is the list of debt. And the big total comes out to $102,751.90. And currently a month, all these bills are getting $2,888.15 in payments. Now, I will admit, some of those payments aren't even coming out of my paycheck. SRH, Prisma Health, the dentist, Those are all monthly payments that are coming out of my HSA account. So it is money that's coming out of my paycheck, pre-taxed, because I have a high deductible medical plan. So this is where I am. I'm guessing without anything extra for payments, I'm probably looking at 4 years to get this all paid off. But realistically, probably more like 5. Because I also need to stay current with any new expenses that come up. So every year I'm going to probably meet my $4,000 individual medical deductible or my $7,000 family medical deductible. And hopefully I'm going to do that. The plan is to do that, not going further into debt. I'll continue to have my HSA coming out pre-taxed, so that'll help me. I am planning to set quarterly goals and give you all updates as to where I end up every quarter. I'm going to talk to you all about what debt I'm focusing on once I start to get my snowball going. I'm estimating that in March, I'll really start to be able to focus on my snowball and debt. In March, I should get my yearly small bonus from work. And I really want to jumpstart this whole debt snowball with that payment. So this is where we're at. We are at $102,751.90. I'm trying not to be embarrassed. Friends, family, putting all my business out there for everybody to know. But it is what it is. We're going to get this debt gone. We're going to be debt-free, consumer debt-free. And we're going to follow, for the most part, the Dave Ramsey baby steps. And I'd love for you to come along on this journey. It's going to be a long journey. But I'm going to do it. I'm going to work hard. And I'm going to get this stuff done so that I don't have to spend half my paycheck on debt. I encourage you to take a look at your finances, where they are. We're coming on to the new year. It's time to think about goals, where you want to be this time next year. Let's chat about that. Like this video, hit subscribe. We are always coming out with videos every 2-3 days on what we're doing, where we're going, what we're focusing on. Love for you to come along this journey with us. We can do this together. We can support each other and become debt-free, and to not be, like the Bible says, slave to the lender. I don't want to be a slave to anybody. I want to be debt-free. I hope you've enjoyed this video. It was a very hard video to make, but I know where I am now. You all know where I am now, and I am going to tackle this. And when it's all paid off, we will all be celebrating. Comment below. Love to chat with you all on what you think, where you've been, what you're thinking your debt journey is going to look like. I appreciate you taking time out of your day to watch the Budgeting Sisters. I'll see you soon.